Good morning, everybody. This is Eureka John with Eureka Street Crypto Hub, broadcasting live from Theta TV, on Theta TV, from Leander, Texas. And it is 7:08 in the morning, Sunday morning, May 23rd, 2021. And it's a cloudy morning here, but this isn't a weather channel. This is my crypto video blog, and if you tuned in for the first time, this is just me kind of going through my crypto journey, documenting it as I go along, making my mistakes, but also enjoying my successes as I learn this. It helps me to kind of verbally just put out there the concepts that I'm learning about in my head, and to be able to talk about it, because sometimes when I talk about it I realize just how stupid my thought is, but other times when I talk about it I just realize what a genius I am, man, and I'm like giving myself a pat on the back. So it goes both ways. So yeah, that's basically why I do this. It's helping me to understand and to make wise choices as I try to trudge my way through this crypto Wild West. And so I'm not a financial advisor, obviously, and I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm just doing my thing, and the market's obviously going all over the place right now, specifically in a downward trend at this moment. But that's all temporary, and I'm a long-term guy, dollar cost averager, meaning I buy in a little bit no matter what the market looks like. Yeah, man, just doing the deal. So give me a thumbs up if you want to support what I'm doing here. It helps, at least it helps my ego. So helps me keep on going for another day. Let's see here. So let's take a quick look at the CoinGecko. So Bitcoin, 35,550. Okay, seems to be kind of settling in this mid to high 30,000 range. Whatever, it's fine. Keep going like that for a while if you need to kind of to recover, settle down, reset, whatever it needs to do. A healthy correction was needed. A lot of things, everybody, the hype and euphoria was going pretty high, especially with all this NFT stuff. I mean, it happened after the DeFi boom as well over last summer, and then we had that huge crash last March 2020 during the COVID era. I mean, for the fact that it's crashing to 35,000, imagine 1 year ago today what it was sitting at. So let's see. Let's take a quick look. What was it sitting at one year ago today? Let's go back 1 year. Okay, and we will see if I can ever get this graph to pull up. Maybe I need to update my browser or something, because CoinGecko's graph does not like to cooperate with me. I don't want to waste time sitting around waiting for that graph, but I want to know. All-time high, all-time low. Okay, here we go. 1 year ago from May 22nd, 2021. Oh, no. 1 year ago. Okay, so 2020. All right. Jeez. Okay, so let me get to year 2020 and then enter. All right, now let's let this bad boy refresh. Yeah, we were sitting at $9,131.77. So, I highly doubt that it'll get down to there. So if you've held for a year, you're doing pretty good. Actually, if you've held for since last June, as you can see here, we had this DeFi summer and everything crashed down to about, oh no. So this was, where was this DeFi summer? Let's see here. Let's see, August. Everything was pretty flat. All right, never mind. So interesting when you actually look at graphs, which I'm not a TA guy, never have been, and you can obviously see why. So I don't know, maybe I've been trying to learn some TA concepts. Like I talked about the Wyckoff distribution model. I've talked about, what did I talk about a while back? RSI and stuff like that. And so I'm trying to learn some of these concepts slowly. I'm more of a theoretical guy rather than looking at graphs and stuff like that. Anyway, so let's go back to CoinGecko here. Let's take a look at some of these other tokens. So Ethereum is at 2,094.51. If you are really bullish on Ethereum, man, it looks like it. Yeah, it's just, again, the fact that Ethereum at 2,094 is a good buy, it blows my mind. Tether at 99 cents. A lot of people are buying Tether right now. Basically means they're selling. So if it's under $1, it means they're selling. If it's over $1, it means they're buying other tokens. Because Tether is the stable coin in which you buy in and out of. Dogecoin is 31 cents. Cardano $1.26. Binance Coin $255.29. XRP 77 cents. USDC 99 cents. Polkadot 18.79. So we're having another bloody Sunday. I mean, I would have expected nothing less. Sundays are always, a little bit down. Be a great time to buy some Theta right now too. So yeah, great buying opportunity in my perspective. So Aave's taking a pretty hard punch, 282.88. So all right, it is what it is, man. I believe in the tech. I really do, in the fundamentals, and I believe that everything is shifting over towards this new tech. And there are some large institutions that do not like this. And they're doing everything that they can to combat this. And China right now trying to ban cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and all that stuff. China's banned everything, like what have they not banned? Like you're not a cool crypto or technology unless China has banned you. Yeah. So let's see, Theta Fuel is at 26 cents. You got Elrond at 78.95. Zilliqa 9 cents. Wow, man, that's taking quite the tumble. A lot of people on the Zilliqa feeds are pretty pissed right now. I've noticed that lately. Amrit Kumar, he's an awesome founder, and I really respect the guy. He does a good job. He reaches out directly to people with questions, and not too many founders of blockchains will do that. So props to him, and hopefully things start looking up for them. And I do have quite a bit of Zilliqa staked, and I staked it on Atomic Wallet, but there's a back door you can get into because Atomic Wallet doesn't like to cooperate very well when you're trying to stake and unstake your stuff. So I have ZillPay right up here in my browser. Hold on, you can see I installed ZillPay right here, and then I go to stake.zilliqa.io or something like that, and then from there I can get into my ZillPay wallet and then see what's staked, and I can stake and unstake through there even though it's on the Atomic Wallet because I imported my Atomic Wallet into ZillPay. So it's kind of a backdoor way to go about getting to your stake without having to deal with Atomic Wallet's issues. So all right, so let's see here. I've been speaking of Atomic. This has nothing to do with it. Don't confuse Atomic Wallet with the Atomic Dex. And I've been talking about Atomic Dex. Atomic Dex is built on atomic swaps, and I've been kind of wrestling around with the concept of atomic swaps. Why are they important? Why is there an entire Dex built around it? Why do they say this is revolutionary technology? Let's go in and let me find this little article about atomic swaps. Atomic swaps are basically when you go to ways of transacting. When you go to exchanges, there are two different ways. There's there's three different ways. There's a centralized cryptocurrency. Atomic swaps are peer-to-peer trades of any two digital assets, so person to person. I hate the word peer. It just reminds me of my guidance counselor in middle school, talking about peer pressure. How does it make you feel? Give an I feel statement. I feel bad when you pick on me. Peer-to-peer trades of any two digital assets without any intermediaries or trusted third parties, like a centralized cryptocurrency exchange. Centralized cryptocurrency exchange, CEX, SEX. So when people talk about sex, they're not talking about, they're talking about centralized exchanges in the finance world. That would be Binance, that would be Coinbase, that would be Kraken, Gemini, Crypto.com, anything centralized that holds the keys to your crypto. So if you're uploading cryptocurrency or you're buying with fiat, meaning dollar bills, you're buying with fiat on Coinbase, and you have that money sitting there on Coinbase, but you don't have your seed phrase or your private key or anything like that, you're on a CEX. You're on a centralized cryptocurrency exchange, and they're holding your private keys. So it's not technically not your crypto. So if that crypto exchange goes down, gets hacked, or anything happens, you are screwed because they're probably not insured by the FDIC. In fact, I can guarantee they're not insured by the FDIC or any other insuring banking institution or entity. It's important to emphasize that both traders hold their private Bitcoin key throughout the entire atomic swap process. As a result, atomic swap trading is magnitudes more secure than trading assets on a centralized exchange. So, imagine if you had a friend. I gotta find one that has cryptocurrency because I don't have any friends that have cryptocurrency. They all look at me like a freaking deer in the headlights. So who wants to trade with you and say, okay, man, you want some Bitcoin? They'd be like, hey, my boss gave me some Litecoin. I would rather have some Ethereum. Do you want to trade with me? I'd be like, okay. And we would just basically look at our wallets. We'd figure out, what the equal amount is, and we'd send it to each other. Okay. It's a swap. It's atomic swap, peer-to-peer trade of any two digital assets without any intermediaries or trusted third parties like a centralized cryptocurrency exchange. I'm still getting over being sick, but I'm at the tail end. Centralized exchanges do not allow users to retain custody of their private keys, which I was just talking about, which in effect that means users do not actually own their coins and tokens. If the exchange gets hacked and funds are compromised, there's little recourse for the users who have had their coins and tokens stolen. This stands in stark contrast to trading via atomic swap technology for two reasons. First, atomic swap trading allows users to keep control of their private keys at all times. Second, there's no increase in security risk when performing an atomic swap. This risk is exactly the same as storing your tokens in any online wallet, a hot wallet. So, you have your buddy that you just traded Ethereum for Litecoin with, and but that's not always the case, and you can't just I don't know, maybe they should hold crypto trading swap meets where everybody can get together and trade back and forth. But that would, they don't like people gathering together right now, so that's not going to happen. And I don't know, it's just kind of a weird concept. But imagine online if there was a platform that kind of just acted as a market where people could go and they could say, hey, I have this and I want to trade for this. Are there any takers out there? And then they post that on that website, and somebody would come along and see that and be like, that looks like a good trade. I would like to participate in that trade. So they go and they fulfill their half. Well, that's parts of an atomic swap right there, and that happens. How do you make that happen electronically? It's been a really difficult concept to think about, and how do you make that happen across different blockchains? It doesn't seem like it would be so hard on if somebody were using only ERC20 tokens, which is Ethereum tokens and tokens built on the Ethereum platform, and that's what Uniswap is. That's only ERC20 tokens can be traded on there. So you can't go in there with Bitcoin and trade for a Unibright token, because Unibright's an ERC20 token. But you could go in there with Ethereum and trade that for Unibright token, or for Ocean Protocol and trade that for Unibright token, because those are both ERC20 tokens. But atomic swaps, like for instance this Atomic DEX, that allows you to go trade your Bitcoin for Ocean Protocol token, a Bitcoin blockchain token with an Ocean token, and they're two very different blockchains. So So I forget where my train of thought was going. See, this is why I like to talk it out, to think it out. So it stands in stark contrast to trading via atomic swap technology for two reasons. First, atomic swap allows users to keep control of their private keys at all times. Okay, so you have these two people that post what they want. The first person posts their trade. They're saying, I want to, and here, let me go over to this DEX just to kind of take a quick look and show you. So for instance, these are the open trades out there. Let me make this larger, and let me pull this up on my screen so I can see it. Okay, so somebody has Ether and Komodo. All right, so somebody has 0.01 Ether, and they want to trade 19 Komodo for that. And I'm kind of looking here to see if I can trade my Ether to Komodo. Okay, that sounds like a good idea. I think I would like to take that trade, right? And so I click on that. Or if I don't like any of those, I can go in here and I can set my own trade, and I can figure out, and I go down here and I look at what the exchange rate is between Ethereum and Komodo. Exchange rate selected, the centralized exchange rate, and I can compare those and kind of figure out where I want to value it, and here's it compared to the centralized exchanges. And I would go up here and try to figure this out. So let's say, so this is all the interface is what I'm kind of struggling with on this one. So 0.15 ETH. Okay, whoops. Okay, so and anyway, it figures it out for you up here, which you'll be trading in USD. And so then you go start swap. So let's see here. I don't want to do 1474. Oh, wow, man. Okay. I guess so. All right, so I'll start this swap right here. Bam. And then it goes to that. And you got to keep in mind that Ethereum has gas fees as well. Komodo basically has 0 fees, but it has to incorporate the Ethereum gas fees no matter what. But that is what somebody had posted up there, and hold on, let me cancel this. That's what somebody had posted up there, and this one, or I can create my own over here, and it'll be listed. And the thing is with atomic swaps, what happens? It's like 2 people at a post office, and one person has a possible, say you have a market set up that's basically just one big post office, and you have a big billboard listed, and you have the post office boxes. All right, so if you want to start a trade, you're saying, well, I have 10 pieces of corn, and I want to trade for 11 apples. All right, so you will put all those corn, you will put all the corn in this box, right? And you will store it in the box, and you'll pull, and you'll put the key in. And that corn will be stored in that box. That's called a hash time lock contract. And it'll be stored in there for a certain amount of time, usually around 4 hours or so. And if somebody sees that 11 corn available in box CA over there for 11 apples, then they will say, I want to take that trade. They will get their own key to that box, and they have to go lock their apples in a corresponding box. And if they do that within that certain amount of time, then they will unlock the box for the corn, and they can get the corn out, and the other person receives a key for the apples, and they can go get the box out of the apple box. And then the trade is done. And it's basically what hash time lock contract and atomic swaps are, and it's a peer-to-peer way to trade back and forth cryptocurrencies. That was a really rough example, and I'm trying to think this out in my head because to me it's kind of a difficult concept. But anyway, let's just do this swap here. So we're here, 0.01 Ethereum for approximately 18.09 KMD, compared to centralized exchanges is minus 3.2%. This swap request cannot be undone and is a final event. Total ETH fees 38 point. Whoa, man, that's some pretty high ETH fees. Man, I don't know if I want to do this trade for those ETH fees, but you get the point. I've done a trade and I tried and it failed because I failed to account for the ETH fees down here, right here, and it failed because I didn't have enough Ethereum to cover the ETH fees because I wasn't paying attention to what the Ethereum fees were when I did the trade. The Komodo fees were nothing, but yeah, Ethereum's kind of a buzzkill when it comes to that. So I couldn't find the status of my order last time. It would have been right here in this box, and then here's my history. So I'm learning a little bit more and more about this as I go along. But I'm like, why would I want to do this versus just going to Uniswap or just going to a centralized exchange? And then I started going down a rabbit hole of UTXO and stuff like that. And then somebody yesterday, I went to just some kind of boxing meetup, and we were talking about Bitcoin, and I was talking about the double spending issue and how important that is, because they were just like, well, isn't our money pretty much digital money already? And that's a huge question. That's what a lot of people say. Well, aren't we already just pretty much using digital currency? No, we're not using digital currency. We are using an account-based model. When you swipe your credit card at any type of gas station, Quickie Mart, or whatever for a pack of smokes or whatever you buy, I'll buy an apple. That transaction, this apple's probably valued at about $1.98, I guess now. Over at my Quickie Mart, it's kind of expensive, and that $1.98 probably has to go through about 6 different exchanges and platforms and everything like that, banking institutions, in order to get where it needs to go to transfer the money from my bank account through my Visa card to that banking institution. That is not a peer-to-peer UTXO transaction. Cash, on the other hand, get my wallet. Cash, on the other hand, this would cover it. If the apple was $1.98 and I gave the guy $2, he would give me back 2 cents. All right, 2 pennies. That would be my change. Unspent transaction input. This $2 can take the form of $2 by either 2 $1 bills or 4 quarters and $1, or 8 quarters. However, tons of different forms. Just like Bitcoin does. Under the hood, Bitcoin is not just one Bitcoin. Bitcoin can be bits and pieces of tons of different varieties to make up whatever amount appears on the screen in your wallet. A lot of users don't know this, but say for instance, I want to give somebody 0.5 Bitcoin, which is a lot of money, but I have in my wallet 1 Bitcoin, right? Okay. And I would give that person essentially 1 Bitcoin, and then I would get back a half Bitcoin of unspent transaction output. And so that person would end up with 0.5 Bitcoin UTXO unspent transaction output, and I would have 0.5 Bitcoin unspent transaction output after that point. If I were to buy this apple for $1.98, I would give basically 2 of these $1 bills of unspent transaction output to the other person. They would end up with these $2, but then they would give me 2 cents of unspent transaction output, and they would be minus 2 cents. But none of this is recorded on a ledger or a logbook or anything like that. And that is what the Visa transaction and everything like that does, that it records it on a ledger. And same thing with Ethereum too. That's an account-based model. And each Ethereum wallet kind of acts as a ledger, and it kind of it adds and subtracts your balance. It doesn't act like a UTXO, so it doesn't really act like true cash, basically. So that's the difference between account-based models and UTXO models, which Bitcoin is modeled on, and Ethereum, and not Ethereum, Komodo is modeled on. I believe Zilliqa is modeled on it. Litecoin, and a lot of other cryptocurrencies are based on UTXO model. A lot of people are debating back and forth about which one is better, but I think for anonymity, that the UTXO model seems to be a little more superior. That's what is the difference between somebody saying that there is, there's already a digital currency out, when people want to talk about CBDCs. Well, what's up, Fodi Rebecca and Valery Merev and Crypto Row? 2 of these names I know. I know you, Fodi Rebecca and Valery Merev. Nice to see you guys again. I'm getting a good handful of regulars on this show, and I appreciate you guys watching. Me kind of try to wrestle through these concepts. I know I'm not always the most eloquent explainer of things, but I do what I do, But yeah, I'm trying to just explain why cryptocurrency is like the CBDC that they're coming out is different from just like a Visa transaction and stuff. People saying, well, it's already digital. A CBDC, yes, if it is a true digital currency, then it will be based on this idea of it being cash and not being allowed to be double spent, and it being just this kind of UTXO based transaction in which people are spending basically digital cash. One, where it can't be duplicated, and two, where you can give and make change in a virtual way. You can't do this with Visa or anything like that. And another thing about this CBDC too that I kind of have some major issues is them making it programmable money, in which they can start applying programmed conditions onto money that you may receive from your bank or any other institution, federal institution. So let's say that the government does a stimulus airdrop, and Joe Biden and his $1,400, and you got to hurry up and spend that money within a certain time frame, otherwise it just dissolves away. And that's going to be like government assistance from now on. You have to spend it within a certain time frame, and I don't think that that's cool. Let's say that there's conditions based upon it, like you have to have a vaccine in order to receive that money, or if you're on probation, you can only spend the money in certain times and places, and depending on whatever you end up on probation for, that could be justified or not. But it's just either way, they start creeping in and surveilling and rewarding and penalizing you, basically giving you an entire social credit score. And that is the scary thing about these CBDCs that scares me. So that is the primary reason why I'm starting to have this Eureka moment, and why I'm having this light bulb moment about the importance of atomic swaps, because it still allows this cash function and this ability to have a peer-to-peer trade without having to worry about any type of intermediary or authority or institution demanding how fast, when, where, how you spend your money, and how much money you get, and how much money you can give, and everything like that. It keeps the purity and the almost innocence of cash, and I want to keep that. So that is why I keep digging deeper and deeper and harping on these atomic swaps. And so the benefits of atomic swap trading. Now that we understand a little bit more about how atomic swaps, let's take a closer look at the benefits of atomic swap trading. First and foremost, users do not need to give up their private keys at any point in time. You never have to give up possession of your wallet, or you never, for instance, right now our bank accounts, they have our wallets. They can lock us out, and they will give you a text if you're at the gas pump and they're like, "We see suspicious activity, press yes if this is you." And if for some reason there's like an internet issue or something, you can't really get your phone to work, you're stuck at the gas station with no gas. Or if you're traveling, I've been out with my wife, and I've had to sit there and have my card locked up because I was traveling for work, and I came home and I wanted to take her out to eat because I missed her, and then suddenly my card is not working when we're out there to pay. Well, what if it wasn't my wife? And luckily she's patient, but what if it was like somebody I was trying to do business with or whatever, and I'm having to go stand outside for like 30 minutes and argue with this bank person about how that this is me, and sit on hold and everything like that. So the bank basically has my wallet. Hold on, let me go back over here to this data window. I'm going to pull out my chat window just in case so I can see what's going on. All right, so yeah, that's a benefit of atomic swap. So you have your wallet at all times. Second, atomic swaps are designed such that the swap takes place and both parties receive the funds they desire, or nothing happens at all and both parties retain the funds that they started with, minus a very small transaction fee for the order taker. So think about that post office type of analogy I used earlier, where you put in the apples and the corn, and you want to trade your corn for some apples, so you lock it up in a box and you post that I have 10 corn for trade up here on the big screen, and somebody sees that and they want that 10 corn and they have 11 apples, and it says in box C5, so they will go and they will put their apples in box C4 next to C5, and then when they put their apples in box C4, then it posts box C4 has been filled with apples, so I can go over to box C4 and they will get the keys to box C5 and I will get the keys to box C4, and it will automatically happen and we can both pull out the things that we wanted to have. And the trade is done. But if that never happens and nobody wants my freaking corn, then basically the box of corn will just unlock. It will notify me that it unlocks, and I just get my corn back and nothing happens. So it's either all or nothing, baby. You know, what's up, Richess? And all or nothing, baby. You know, and it happens or it doesn't happen. And yeah, that's the beauty of an atomic swap, and that's called a hash time lock contract. Third, atomic swaps are much cheaper than trading on centralized exchanges. Most centralized exchanges charge relatively high fees, normally 0.2% of every transaction for each party in a trade. Most centralized exchanges also charge a fee to withdraw funds. Imagine that, paying a centralized exchange just for them to give you back control of your own funds, and that is goddamn truth. You know, Coinbase charges out the butt. They basically rob people because they know that's where all the noobs jump on and want to, you know, get into cryptocurrency. I want to get some of that bitcoins, you know, and they buy the Bitcoin and they, you know, decide, oh, I want to move it somewhere else, or I'd like to trade maybe some Bitcoin and try to maybe dabble in some of those altcoins because you know, I like that Cello token. They talk about that a lot on Coinbase, you know. So they decide they want to buy some Cello with the. They're going to charge them quite a handsome dollop for each trade, or if they decide that they want to move to another wallet that's not Coinbase and say they want to move it over to a MetaMask wallet, well, they're gonna dump a handsome fee on that. Voyager wallet too, man. They're pretty terrible about pulling their money off of the their wallets to another wallet. It costs a lot. So yeah, watch out and read the fine print on how much it costs on these centralized exchange to pull money off of their exchange or to do trades, because some of these exchanges are pretty gnarly about it. So yeah, and then last but not least, atomic swaps a lot, and so you know, if and a DEX doesn't really charge high fees for that, especially atomic DEX, and I don't believe that Uniswap charges a lot for fees for transactions either. I may be wrong, but last but not least, atomic swaps allow you to trade between a wider variety of coins and tokens. Atomic DEX, Komodo's decentralized exchange, for example, bridge the gap between Bitcoin protocol-based coins and Ethereum-based ERC20 tokens. And this is absolutely true too. If you look at atomic DEX here, like for instance, Uniswap only allows trades. Hold on, let me pull up Uniswap real quick. Let's take a look. Let's go over here to Uniswap, and as you will notice, Uniswap has all these tokens, and these are some really, you know, some of these are really good tokens. I like Loopring, I like Mana. Yeah, I've never heard of NuCypher. You know, it's got Chainlink on here, Engine. But the thing is, what do all these tokens have in common? They are all ERC20 tokens. They are built on top of the Ethereum platform. Can I get Zilliqa on here? No. Can I get the Atom token on here? No. Can I get Bitcoin on here? No. So yeah, it's all ERC only based. So let's go over here back to Atomic DEX, and let's take a quick look at these. Let me pull this up over here. All right, so let's go to wallet. Let's go to dashboard. Let's see here. Let's go on to the dashboard, and if I can get it to pull up. All right, so man, where's all the assets? Come on, man. All right, so let's look at some of these assets here. Komodo, Chiliz, Bitcoin, Ethereum, none of these are on the same blockchain. You got Litecoin over here. So yeah, you got some Binance tokens, the BEP20, that's basically like an ERC20. It's a token on the top of the Binance blockchain. Yeah, UMA, you know, SOAR, yeah, you can trade back and forth any of these tokens from all these various blockchains, and it does not matter. And that's the beauty of an atomic swap. It doesn't matter what type of blockchain they're on. I believe this the common thread. I don't know. They're not all UTXO because Ethereum is not UTXO. Ethereum is account based. So yeah. Anyway, that's just a cool feature, and I like it. So let's go back to this article, and I will reference all this stuff, of course. So for instance, a user can trade directly from a Bitcoin-based altcoin to an ERC20 token, or vice versa. Before Komodo platform made this possible, a trader would have to make multiple exchanges to get to the same result. The trading process would be have been Bitcoin-based. Okay, first of all, they would have to buy Bitcoin from dollars, either from a Bitcoin ATM or on a central exchange. And then they would have to, if they had some kind of Bitcoin-based altcoin, they'd have to trade that back to Bitcoin. And then they would have to trade it over to Ethereum. And then from Ethereum, they would have to trade it to that ERC20 token what they wanted. And then right now with Ethereum fees the way they are, that could be end up a super expensive process, probably more than the trade is worth. So with a fee for each of these 3 transactions, with all these enormous benefits, you can see why atomic swaps generate so much excitement in the blockchain industry. So as you can see, in the way I've explained, I'm super excited about atomic swaps because it truly keeps the whole idea of cash in mind. It kind of keeps that naive essence and the innocence of giving the lawn boy $23 because he wants to. That's kind of cheap nowadays, but to mow your lawn, so you don't have to go through some Visa payment service or anything like that. Nobody has to know what you spent your money on or whatever, and it retains that type of aspect of cash that we have basically lost sense of and lost the value of and the knowledge of even the value of that. So. That's why I'm going deeper and deeper down this atomic swaps rabbit hole, because the more I see central governments and central banks, like the United States Central Bank has come out with the central bank digital currency white paper. China has its CBDC, which is probably why they're trying to ban all other cryptocurrencies, because they don't want anything to screw with their CBDC, because they are on a social credit system and they want to pay the good people their yuan, and the bad people take away their yuan based upon whether or not they likey the government, or if they're good boys and girls. And so they don't want anything competing with that, so they're trying to ban all cryptocurrency. And then I believe India has had a CBDC or is trying to do it. I know Canada's working on one. There's some, I believe it's in Marshall Islands, there's some island out there that fully has one right now, but a lot of governments are in the process or have already created one or are planning on implementing one. So the United States is a little behind on all this. The rest of the world is going to be operating on cryptocurrency, and the United States is still going to be back there like with their dollar being like, my precious, and end up getting passed by the rest of the world. So it is what it is, man. All right. I think I've gone on long enough about atomic swaps today, but I really did want to talk about it. It's the more I learn about it, the more of a huge concept this is, an amazing concept it is as well. While I do like the idea of Uniswap and the whole idea of liquidity pools and automated market makers and that type of DEX, this whole peer-to-peer trading still just kind of reinforces the idea of cash, and so they're both good ways of creating decentralized exchanges. But I just I would love to help and provide any input I can to help make this DEX here a little more user-friendly to completely new people that might not really understand how to navigate this stuff, because I can barely navigate this stuff as well myself, but I don't have any type of financial background whatsoever either, so I don't know. Anyway, so that's that, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. All right, bye.